shorty, I hold you so tight. Was, is, and always will be. Queen, shorty, I hold you so tight. It's only right, baby, you deserve the finest. Gucci bags and canary yellow diamonds. It's like my purpose is just making you smile. We could take a long walk or we could talk for a while. Mine's whatever. You came into my life and made it better. Never tripping off the cheddar, but it's love when you see me. You kiss me on my cheek, we fall back and watch TV. Run my fingers through your hair, your skin soft like an infant. Plus you got the gravy, lick it up without the biscuit. Without you something's missing, you a piece of my heart. She's a lady in the streets, but still keeping me smart. The way you walk is like an art form. Da Vinci himself can never paint a better picture. Mind you so damn fine. And all these days we spent apart was just a waste of my time. And this paper that I'm writing on ain't got enough lines. I can go on forever how you capture my heart. Late nights in the crib, making love in the park. Every time I see your face, it's like the light in the dark. Girl, you all that I need, no Mary J on the track. It's just me, you, and love, and we can leave it at that. Cause you was, is, and always will be. Queen, shorty, I hold you so tight. It's only right, baby, you deserve the finest. Gucci bags and canary yellow diamonds. Was, is, and always will be. Queen, shorty, I hold you so tight. It's only right, baby, you deserve the finest. Cause ain't no shorty in the world as fine as mine is. You really got me feeling bubbling inside. Even when I'm on my head, you still right by my side. Do the thing.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. That was my boy Dimes. Song was called Was Is. Featuring Tay, no doubt. Good evening to you. Good night to you. I know I'm a little bit late. I apologize for that. But, you know, I'm here. We're going to get rocking anyway. For the most part, tonight's game was pretty much uninteresting. At least for me. It's pretty uninteresting. Uninteresting game, man. You know, just wasn't much to it. Wasn't much to it at all, as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, what did we expect? The Knicks with a huge loss to the Toronto Raptors. I mean, it's not a huge loss for the Knicks, but just a huge loss in terms of how much they lost by. You know? We got a video chat building up. Well, we got one person in the video chat. We got Isaiah in the video chat. You know what I mean? Actually, we got Nate in the video chat as well. All right, so we got a couple guys to talk to. I know I got the, you know, preppy top on. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. That's cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But, you know, we're going to get talking about, we're not going to talk, I mean, we're going to talk about Mitchell Robinson. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Mitch Robinson because Mitch Robinson is the shining light of the team right now. He is the shining light. And if we're not grateful for anything about the New York Knicks, let's be grateful for Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson tonight had a career high 21 rebounds along with 19 points. So let's be grateful for my guy Mitch. Our guy Mitch. Be grateful for the kid. I'm grateful for him. We're going to talk about Mitchell Robinson a little bit. We're going to talk about him. Sweet 16 started again tonight. You seen Gonzaga win and Tennessee win. I seen Allen Houston at the game. I didn't see him. I seen him on television. You know, because that's his, you know, that's his former team, and his father there and all that kind of good stuff. Played for his father. Right? So let's get to it, man. Let's talk about Mitchell Robinson and his career highs and you know, I don't feel like talking about the bad stuff about the Knicks. There's enough bad stuff to go around. We only got 14 wins. We're probably going to have the worst record in Knicks history. All that stuff. Who wants to talk about that? So let's go ahead, man. Let's get with it. I see Nate got something to say already. We're going to talk. Nate, I'm coming to you, my brother.
What's up, man?
What's poppin'?
Hey,
man? What's poppin'?
Nothing much, man. Just to give you a correction, Purdue won.
Oh, Purdue. I'm sorry. Yeah. My bad.
Everybody thought Tennessee was going to win, but Purdue won.
Yes, I know. I thought about that when I was saying it. Yes, Purdue won the game. I apologize.
Yeah, my bracket's screwed, man. I had Tennessee in the championship with Duke.
I have them in the championship. I apologize. Yes, Purdue won the game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Those farm boys beat the Tennesseans.
Purdue won the game. You know what I mean? Close game. I know. I mean, it was 82.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. You know, just Purdue made better plays.
With 82-80 with 2.4 seconds left or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mitchell Robinson, though, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I did not see the game, but I just saw the box score for Mitch. 21 rebounds. Listen, man.
Man.
I'm gonna say this, and I don't care what the chat says. They don't like me already, so I don't care. So
they love you. Hold up, Nate. They love you, Nate. They just talking trash. They're just talking garbage, man. They're just talking garbage. It's all love in here.
I know.
They're just talking garbage. They love you, Nate. You're part of the family.
Yeah, if they're not talking about me, then they didn't care. So I guess I'll take it that way. Mitch Robinson is going to be elite. I believe it now. I mean, the biggest knock on him was rebounding, and the guy pulls down 21 rebounds tonight. That tells me that this guy can rebound at a high level going forward. He's already an elite shot blocker at his age. If the guy can just work on a jump shot or some kind of offensive move, I mean, this guy is going to be special going forward. And I disagree with you, Sim, that if we get Kyrie and Kevin Durant, that we need to keep DJ. I think Mitch Robinson's ready to start, man. I truly believe it now.
Well, this is what I'm going to say about that, Nate. I think that Mitchell Robinson, like right now, the Knicks are playing, and even they're playing a very low level of basketball. You know what I mean?
But Mitch not. Mitch is playing high level.
He's playing high. I mean, he's playing high level off of talent and ability. When I say low level, I'm talking about the games are not intense. The games do not have meaning for the New York Knicks, right?
Right.
When the pressure is amped up, the games are going to be a lot different, right? If you get, let's just say, we always go KD and Kyrie. If you get those guys or something of the like, the games are going to be a lot different than what we see right now, right? And it's going to cause, there's just going to be a lot more strategy involved. And I just think it's going to take time for him to have that kind of basketball knowledge to be able to play with that type of strategy involved.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you get in the playoffs. Mitch is still a young guy. He'll get off his feet, wants to get the blocks. He'll get fouled out. Or he'll be in foul trouble easy in the playoffs because the game is so different. It's slowed down.
Right.
You're playing against every team is good. They know how to get you in foul trouble. Coaches are actually real. I mean, when you get into the regular season, there's going to be times when, the coaches may not be strategizing that much. They're saving certain things for the playoffs. They know that the Knicks just aren't good enough to strategize for anyway. They may not even go to the film room to come up with a game plan to play the Knicks because they're preparing for the team that, that's really going to give them a challenge if they're fighting for a playoff positioning or whatever it is. Right? They know that they can just beat the Knicks without thinking, most likely. When you get into the playoffs and he's in a playoff situation and you're coming deep down the stretch of the season, coaches are going to be strategizing. How do we get this guy out the game? How do we do this? How do we do that? And I'm not sure if Mitch is going to have that basketball IQ on that level of play next year.
No, I agree. He is green, and he's going to have to learn. He's going to have to learn a lot more going forward. But what I'm saying, just from a defensive standpoint, I'd rather have him out there than DJ. DJ's defense is long gone. I mean, he just doesn't. He looks like a shell of himself. At least with Mitch Robinson, I know I'm going to get effort. I'm gonna get somebody to protect the rim. Yeah, he might get in some fouls. There's no doubt about that. But he's also a really smart shot blocker too. Yeah, people don't give him enough credit for that.
I'm gonna say about DJ. DJ is a veteran player, and he knows right now is not listen, people know what he can do throughout his career, right? And I think right now he's just, he's just going through the motions out there on the floor. He knows the rest of the season doesn't mean much. You get down into a serious situation, I think DeAndre Jordan will still be able to play good enough defense, decent enough defense to be your starting center on a playoff team. So
you think if the team was better, you think he'd be playing better?
I believe if the team was in a different situation, if the team right now was fighting for a playoff berth, I think you'd see it you'd see it different. You would see him different, in my opinion. Some people may disagree with me, but you really have to play basketball to understand not just basketball, but I guess any sport to understand what I'm saying. No,
yeah, I mean, let's put it like losing this. A lot.
In your day job, right? When you get down to Friday, what happens on Friday?
Get lazy.
You just you're there, you're at work, right? And you might be doing your job, but you're just kind of cruising through.
Right? You're going through the motions. I get it.
Yeah, you're going through the motions. You're cruising through. You're there, you're doing your job, but you're just kind of cruising through so you can get to the end of the day and go home for the weekend. You know what I mean? Now, what happens if, with whatever kind of job you do, you guys are really in a pinch, and right now it's like, yo, we got to be on point. What happens? Like, you really cue in, you really focus in, and you have a total different mentality on the way that you approach your tasks.
Yeah,
I think it's the same thing right now. I think it's the same thing. And when it comes down to it, and then, if the Knicks are in a playoff battle next year, trying to make the playoffs or in the playoffs, fighting for position, I think you would see a different guy. You know what I mean? And plus,
that's an interesting perspective. Yeah, that is interesting.
And plus, let's just say you didn't have DJ and you only had Mitch. Mitch is gonna foul out some games.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Mitch is gonna foul out some games, and you need a guy like DJ around. Like, he's been great for Mitchell Robinson this year. You get into these playoff situations and things like that. He's the great mentor. He's a great guy and a mentor to teach Mitchell Robinson how to be in those situations. Listen, let's say DJ signs for 3 years with the Knicks, right? You get whatever free agents, and DJ signed for 3 years. There's no doubt in my mind that by the end of those 3 years, Mitchell Robinson would be the starter. No doubt in my mind.
Do you think in those 3 years he won't outsee DJ? But he'll be behind him.
Maybe 2 of those years he's behind him, because his body's got to get bigger, and he's got to learn the game a little bit. He's got to get stronger. He's got to learn the game a little bit. And to have a guy like DJ out there, it affords the Knicks the luxury to let him grow naturally without trying to force it. That's one thing that I was afraid of with KP when KP was here, right? And Isaiah, I'm going to unmute you. All right. One thing I was afraid of when KP was here, before this regime took over, I was afraid that they were trying to rush him along with gaining weight and all that kind of stuff. Trying to fast track it instead of just letting it grow naturally. You know what I mean? We don't have to worry about that right now. I don't think this regime is going to do that with Mitchell Robinson. I just want him to let his body grow naturally. Let his body grow naturally. Lift weights, of course, not just not just sit around and not do anything. Lift weights, but not try to force it, because if you force it, a guy like Mitch Robinson, you slow him down a little bit.
He's got the right body frame to gain more weight.
Oh yeah, you see his shoulders, he'll fill out. What's up, Isaiah? Go ahead, man.
Hey, what's going on, Sam? What's going on, man? I was gonna talk bad about the Knicks, but you said don't talk bad about them. Just talk about
don't smack them. Don't smack them. I mean, listen. Did we expect for them to beat Toronto?
No, but it's fine. I'll let it go. We could talk about Mitch. Mitchell Robinson is amazing. This kid is growing. He's been the shining bright spot of this season. He doesn't even know yet, and he doesn't even know about playing real basketball. And he's going to continue getting there. This is going to be amazing. Him, to me, God willing, if we keep Frank, we're going to have 2 players that's going to be fighting for Defensive Player of the Year, and we might have 2 players that could be on all first NBA defense teams. So I'm excited about our future. We desperately need defense. We are just horribly bad, but Mitchell Robinson makes it so much better. He is our Beyonce, and we have a lot of Michelles. Shout out to Michelle though. But
Beyonce.
It's a rough patch right now, but he's making it a lot better. The rebounding, I'm so happy to see the rebounding, because I was scared when I didn't think the rebounding wasn't going to be that good. I thought he was going to be. I didn't think he was going to be another KP, but I thought he was going to be a slightly above better KP in rebounding. But this 21 rebound game made me really happy.
He's a more willing rebounder than KP was.
So I'm excited about the future, man. You could go to somebody else, because the way my stomach going, I gotta go.
Oh my!
Hey, at least he warned you.
Leave it to this guy.
I'll be right back, Sim. I gotta go.
All right, man. Leave it to this guy. We leave it to that guy. Oh man, that's a little bit too much information, man. That's a lot of information.
I had burritos, Nate. I had a burrito from Chipotle.
He had a burrito. A leftover burrito from the B2K concert. That's what it was.
Oh, my God.
Madison Square Garden don't have that.
Hey, what's up, Grandma? How you feeling, man?
Yeah, man. I was just watching. I couldn't watch a lot of the game. I was watching the Boilermakers, man. That was a ridiculous game, man. The NCAA tournament's always is fun as hell, man. But yeah, one thing, Mitch Robinson had a great game. He's the only guy who showed me something out there. Everyone else kind of blah. But to speak on DeAndre Jordan, look, it's the end of the year. No one's really playing for anything. You don't want this guy to get hurt. I think that he's still a viable piece, especially for next year. He's actually pretty underrated when we look at it. We say, his defense is down and stuff like that, but he's he's top 10 in, screens, assists per game, and screens assists total. He's also tops in defense. He's the number 1 in defensive rebound percentage. So when we look at DeAndre Jordan, it's like we take him because it's, we're not winning, right? We look at him in this vacuum of when he was with Chris Paul, they're going to playoffs, and he looked dynamic versus now the Knicks. So I think DeAndre Jordan is a great mentor for Mitchell Robinson. I think that it's mandatory that Mitchell Robinson does 2 things this summer. Like, they have to force him or write in his contract or something. One, he needs to go down and learn with Olajuwon. We need him to be dynamic down the block because he can do it. He's not fat. He's not, his feet are getting a lot better. Like I said, he's not fouled as much, and he's starting to use his feet a lot better. But I want to see him use his feet a lot better with the ball in his hand. And 2, we got to have him in some of these summer league games, not summer league NBA, but these little leagues where Chris Paul or Harden, one of these guys run it. The Knicks need to start putting him with these guys and get him to shoot. Because what I saw, even though what's name only had 2 points at Gasol, one thing Gasol does is pass great out from the foul line. And that's something that Jokic does. That's what a lot of these new age centers are doing. And we need Mitchell Robinson to not just do that, but also be a triple threat from the line. Because I think if he does that, you're talking about a top 3 center in the game, man. Because defensively, his prowess is there, his hustle's there, his mindset is there, the alley-oops, all that stuff is there. He's fearless. But you just need to give him that shooting touch. And if he becomes a triple threat, Sim, you can't sit here and tell me that, a guy shooting, say, 45% shooting, if, say, he shoots 36% from 3, just hoping, if he does that, you're not going to sit here and tell me he's not the top 3 center in the game. Along with what he's doing now, and you put that on, per 36 or whatever. So, I like what I saw from Mitch Robinson. I would like for you to get to, and I'll stop talking about, what's the name? Fizzdale said that we need more defensive players or something like that. He said something to that effect. He said that we need more defensive players. So I don't know if that's, a mark on his coaching or lack of coaching, or the fact that he's depending on a lot of players to come in next year to kind of fill in the roles or whatever. But I just thought that was interesting that he said that versus kind of put the blame on himself and say, hey, I didn't coach up the defense this year and that's on me and stuff like that. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And just to give folks just a quick update on the Sweet 16, Purdue defeated Tennessee, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess because I was thinking about Allen, and I said Tennessee won, and I knew I was watching the game. But anyway, Purdue beat Tennessee in overtime, 99-94. Gonzaga beat FSU 72-58. At the half, right now, Texas Tech is up over Michigan 24-16. That'll hurt my bracket if it continues to go that way. And Oregon and UVA are currently tied at 18 with 3:55 left in the first half. So 3:52 actually now left in the first half. So that's an update right now on the NCAA tournament. And tomorrow night, we'll talk about tomorrow night later. But I agree with you about Mitch. We need to see Mitch, pull in, start to, if he wants to be an elite center. He let his offensive game evolve. You know what I mean? And I think he can, and I think he will. I think he can, and I think he will. Let his offensive game, get his offensive game together, let it evolve. Try to, learn how to get into triple threat, learn how to knock down at mid range. This is what I say about Mitchell Robinson. He looks like a kid out there. His limbs aren't all together. His one arm goes left, the other arm goes straight up in the air. You know what I'm saying? That's how
he's gangly. He's gangly.
Yeah. It's like it looks like he doesn't have full control of all of his limbs yet. Almost like when you see a little kid running around and his body's just all over the place because he doesn't have control over his limbs. That's what it's kind of like that with Mitchell Robinson when I look at him.
But you know what, Sim? When he shoots that foul shot, it looks pretty, man.
Yeah, that's true.
It does. That's true. It doesn't look weird.
It does. It does, man. So big shout out to Mitchell Robinson, man. A big bright spot. He's a huge bright spot for the Knicks. Just a huge bright spot for the Knicks right now.
And sorry, Sim, one more thing. Right. We have to also make sure we don't put too much pressure on him regards to his body. I think that the DJ acquisition was great. Hopefully we get him for 2 or 3 more years down the line. But you don't want to put too much wear and tear on a kid's body that young, especially a kid who's still growing. His limbs are still gangly, whatever. Yeah. Let him grow into that role. I know. Look, hey, Nate, I'm excited to see this guy play a lot of minutes. But remember, he was struggling early on, and I understand he got better. But I think he also got better because, 1, he's not taking as many minutes. 2, he's allowed to, kind of exert himself within 25 minutes, possibly 30. I don't know what he's averaging. So I just think that we got to be a little bit careful, a little bit, let's bring this guy slowly along because we've seen it where guys just burnt out because they had to play heavy minutes. And
I feel you. Mark,
yo,
what's popping with you, man? I know you probably, upset about just the entire loss, but we're talking about the positive tonight, right? We're keeping it positive. We talk about Mitchell Robinson. We're gonna celebrate Mitchell Robinson.
What I told y'all from the beginning of the season. Throw that man in the fire. I told y'all. That boy is special in so many ways. I just can't wait until the next few years till he get his body up. I think that kid is wonderful to watch. It's the only reason why I watch the Knicks. Because I want to see what he does on the floor. And his motor excites me more than anything when I watch him. How hard he works, how better he gets every game, how he tries to correct his mistakes. He got to stop jumping so easy from time to time. I think that is cringy at times when I watch him, but he's going to learn. But the boy is just excellent to watch, man. That's what you call an NBA player with motor, man. That's what you want in your player.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just happy. I'm happy. I'm happy we got him. You know what I mean? And I'm glad with the things that he's doing. So now let's talk about the game a little bit. Let me get to Eddie.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then we're just gonna chop it up, talk about the game a little bit. Eddie, man. You feeling good about Mitchell Robinson? 21 rebounds. I know it's a little thing, but this is the type of season where you gotta find little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was awesome to see him get the 21 rebounds. he should have had a 2020 game. He missed those free throws. The pressure got to him a little bit. But when we were talking, I was thinking about actually how dysfunctional the Lakers were, man, because they were keen on him. They were supposed to take him in the late first round, and for some reason they didn't.
Yeah, they were.
And he just slipped to us in the second round, which I'm glad that he did. But it just goes to show you how dysfunctional actually the Lakers have been this year, with all their acquisitions and the mistakes that they made.
Yeah,
even LeBron, but that was more like a business move than a basketball move, I guess.
See, the thing about the Lakers, man, I think this year the Lakers is trying to hit home runs. They were trying to hit a home run this year. You know what I'm saying? No matter how.
And Magic has done a horrible job. Like I really don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Pelinka hasn't helped him either. I mean, it just goes to show you that the GM is a difficult job. Just because you're a great basketball player or just because you're a great coach doesn't mean you're a great general manager. We saw it firsthand with Phil Jackson, and I guess the Lakers are seeing it now with Magic Johnson. I mean, I don't know. Does Anthony Davis even want to go there anymore?
Like, I don't know. You know, that whole thing with Anthony Davis really, sent the NBA for a loop, man. People were really expecting Anthony Davis to end up in LA and LA to get, LeBron to get his, once again, be able to pull in his crew and put together a team, and it didn't happen. So it really kind of turned the NBA upside down. But look, I'm glad that the Lakers goofed on Mitchell Robinson. They goofed on him. Listen, the Knicks were supposed to take Alonzo Trier with the pick where they took Mitchell Robinson.
Right.
They were going to take Alonzo Trier. When Mitchell Robinson fell to him, because they expected him, I think they thought that he was going to be gone. When they fell to him, they called up Alonzo Trier's people and said, you know what? Change the plans. Now, they had basically guaranteed Alonzo Trier, that they was going to draft him at, 50, whatever it was. They called them up and said, we're going to go big. We're going to take Mitchell Robinson. If you are, if you go undrafted, then you'll be a Knick. And Alonzo Trier went undrafted, so now he's a New York Knick. You know what I mean?
It actually played out perfect for us.
Played out perfect for us. So we'll see if we know we got one definite building block. We'll see if Alonzo Trier, can be another building block for the Knicks. You know what I mean? Or be a guy that can turn into a role player. Be a role player going.
I think he'll be a great six man.
Yeah.
We should really put him in the mold as a six man and let him go.
Yeah. Dennis Smith Jr. returned tonight.
Oh God!
Right, and big shout out to my man. Big shout out to my man Marty Knicks. He said, "Let's talk about." Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah.
Right. Now, but before we get to that, big shout out to CT Pittman. He said, "Why isn't Mitchell Robinson a Rookie of the Year candidate?"
You're talking about guys who probably.
Let me see, Mark. Why isn't Mitchell Robinson a Rookie of the Year candidate?
Because he wasn't consistent enough, and we're losing.
He wasn't consistent early in the season.
So there you go. He was playing 15 minutes.
Basically, right? Yeah, he didn't have consistent minutes. I mean,
he has to.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he has to play about 25 to 30 minutes to even be considered.
Yeah, and he needed a little bit of time to build up his endurance, build up his strength.
Yeah, he was hard. It was horrible for him.
Yeah. I mean, basically that's why. He's definitely making a run during the end of the season, but he's not going to be mentioned in. I don't think he's going to be mentioned in it. Now, next year, I think you'll probably see if he's getting consistent minutes. If he's getting 20 to 25 minutes a game, you'll probably see Mitchell Robinson in the in the rookie sophomore game.
That's what they worked him towards, like when he was trying to ramp up his minutes. That's what he was. Fizz was working him towards to get his endurance up, the 25 minutes, because the 10 to 15 minutes, it's not enough minutes for a kid like that.
Right. And listen, but listen, for him to be in the top, what is he, top 5 in the league in blocks?
Listen, he's top 2. He went up to 2.
He went up to top 2 in blocks and just 20 something minutes a game. That's big time, man.
I'll tell you one thing though, he should be first team all rookie.
Like, he's playing real minutes, like consistent minutes. It's his rebounds is gonna look. The reason why his rebounds wasn't looking bad because he wasn't grabbing rebounds. When he plays more than 30 minutes, he's gonna average about 10 to 12 rebounds a game easily.
I think so, easily. And earlier in the season, he wasn't as aggressive going towards the boards either. You know
no, because he was
a little tentative. He was a little tentative. He's a kid coming into the NBA, hadn't really played organized ball in a year. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, we're lucky he didn't play in college because he would have been a lottery pick if he'd have went to college.
Yeah. So you know, big shout out to my man, Mitchell Robinson. Anyway,
Jesus.
Dennis Smith Jr. returned, and Mark is already having a little mini asthma, anxiety.
When I hear his name, I just chuckle. It's just funny.
Yeah. Dennis Smith Jr.'s name is like a trigger for Mark.
It's a big trigger, man.
It's a trigger. I don't know what the trigger is for, but it's a trigger.
Oh, he has two. He has a problem with his back. That's a big trigger.
Yeah. So Dennis Smith Jr. returned tonight. He returned to the game. He had 7 points. He only played 20 minutes. I don't know if it was just because he wasn't playing well, or if they just didn't want him to be in the game. Or maybe just going light on his back. He had 7 points. Shot 18% from the field. Right? 7 points, 18% from the field. He's 2 for 11 from the field. He had 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 turnovers. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else really did much except for Mitchell Robinson and Kadeem Allen. Kadeem Allen tonight, he had 18 points. He was 6 for 9 from the field, 2 assists. 4 turnovers for Kadeem Allen tonight.
Sam, when he's on the floor, the ball just moves better.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. I mean, right now, to be honest, let me just ask the question.
Go ahead.
Right? I already think I know what the answer is going to be for most people. Right? But who's the best point guard on the Knicks right now?
Listen, it's like when you watch Moutier, right? He does things that be like, yo, he could really, really be good. But like the next 3 to 4 possession, you'd be like, what the hell is that? And it's like his consistency, Sim, when he's on the floor. It's just like he don't have enough consistency for you to like him. He can be very likable because he does good things at times. But it's just, he just does boneheaded stuff that you cannot trust.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's like he's not focused enough on the floor to do great stuff. It's not like people don't. He does great things, but it's when you're not consistent enough as a point guard to be on the floor to ignite the offense. It's just hard. It's just hard.
So who's the best out of Moutier, Smith, Allen? Who's the best?
I just like when Kadeem is on the floor, even though like he scores, but
what you lost? He froze up on me. So looking at the chat, and I'm gonna get to everybody else in the video chat. Looking at the chat, I see Mike Morgan says Kadeem Allen. David Jackson says Frank. Mighty Nick says Kadeem and Frank. Clone 34 says Allen. Lee Jones says Frank. KP 6 says Frank is the best winner on the Knicks. Stop Video says DSJ by far, just one game, guys. I mean, okay, I get what you're saying. Just one game after returning from a back injury. Garanimal Entertainment or Ent says none are the future.
Oh, okay.
I get that. I'm just asking who's the best now. Because the best now may turn out to be a guy that's going to be here for a while. And I'm not even putting Frank in that, right? Because Frank is probably not going to play for the rest of the season. So I'm not even putting Frank into it.
Tim,
Hector Gaston
think about
says
it.
Dennis Smith Jr. Go ahead. I had lost you for a second, Mark, but
Yeah, my bad. Think about it. When Moutier's not here, we have Kadeem at a great price. You ever think about stuff like that? And he's a little more of a heady guard where KD or Kyrie could trust him to keep the offense on for the bench flowing. You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna have him at a great price, playing the way he plays. So that's another plus for us. You get what I'm saying? As a talent.
Yeah, so, man. And he's going to come, right, like you said, he's going to come at a great price. He's going to be, Fizzdale said that they have Kadeem Allen in their minds for the future. So we'll see how that goes. Man,
and he plays defense. That's another thing I forgot to mention.
He plays defense.
He does, and he's tough. And when he has the ball, he don't think. He just makes his move. And that's another thing when you want to become a great point guard, you got to be able to just make your move instead of thinking so much on the court. When you watch Moutier, he does a lot of thinking on the court. So if I got to pass or I got to shoot. So it kind of hurts his game when you watch him.
Yeah. All right, let me get around to the crew, man.
Do your thing.
See what's going on. I'll get back. I'm going to come back to you. Isaiah, I hope your stomach feels better. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that you lit an incense or some paper or did something in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like hearing your father come in here right now into the chat and start smacking you up because you blew up the bathroom. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie.
For everybody that's new, for everybody that's just joining us.
Oh, come on,
you know
Sam.
For everybody who is just joining us. Isaiah left earlier after he spoke. He had to rush off. He had to rush out, right? Because he ate an old burrito from the B2K concert, and it blew up his stomach. He had to rush out. He had to go. He was about, I'm not going to get into any kind of details and go crazy, but he had to rush off, man.
Yeah, man.
Only Isaiah. Only Isaiah.
First and foremost, it wasn't from the B2K concert. Everybody knows Madison Square Garden knows burritos. It was Chipotle. Man.
Okay, so they went to Chipotle after the concert and he saved it. Saved it for all this time.
Yo, Sam, you was crazy, bro. You crazy. You a funny dude, man. But listen, let's get back to some serious-ish, no pun intended. When it comes to the ball, to the best playmakers, man, on our team, it's Kadeem and it's Frank. It's Frank and Kadeem, no question. They're the best. They move the ball. They actually put people in position to score. DSJ and Moutier don't really do that. To me, my opinion, they don't. When I see Frank and Kadeem on the floor, I actually see ball movement going on. I see a lot less selfishness on the floor when they on the floor. It's not just, one shot. It's like move the ball to one person, take a shot. It's more ball movement. They get open shots, get players in better position to score. To me, it's just Kadeem and Frank. That's pretty much, man. I think they're the best ball movers on the team, and I want to see them back next year, man, and get some stuff going on. Yeah. So hopefully we see, But that's it.
Yeah. I feel you. The
burrito was good, by the way. The burrito was good.
I'm sure it was.
And it was worth it. Worth it.
All right, Nate. 1 second.
Update, man.
Right,
Michigan's getting just a quick update. Michigan's getting run out of the building. They're down by 16. So
ooh, don't do it to me. Okay.
Yeah, boy, Techs are playing good. Kadeem Allen by far, and I'll tell you why. Honestly, I love his poise. Mm-hmm. When the guy's on the court, he knows when to score. He knows when to facilitate the offense. He just seems like he gets it. And it doesn't surprise me because he's 5 years or 6 years older than most of the point guards on our team. So he's more mature. And then on top of that, he came from Boston, and they run a pretty tight system there. So he picked up a lot of what Brad Stevens was coaching him. So he came from some good tutelage. I like Kadeem Allen. I honestly am probably the only person that thinks that he could probably start next year if we strike out on Kyrie. I really think that the Knicks should give him a shot because, I mean, he just seems to be confident, poised, and he's not a bad scorer. He can score at times, you know. I'd like to see him have more assists, but of course we know all these point guards in New York are scared of passing the ball. None of them average more than 5 assists. But I'd like to see this guy get a shot. I wish they would give him a shot now to kind of see what they have going forward. But they're so in love with Moody, it makes me sick. So.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. David Fizzdale definitely he does like Moody.
Yeah, it's scary now. It's starting to become like he's gonna advocate for an extension on Moody, which would piss Knicks fans off to the T if that happened.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna come back to you real quick. We're gonna listen to, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna listen to David Fizzdale in his post game interview. All right, as everyone knows, the Knicks were basically crushed by Toronto Raptors tonight. One bright spot, Mitchell Robinson. 2 bright spots. Mitchell Robinson had 19 points, 21 rebounds, 2 blocks. Kadeem Allen, he had 18 points, another bright spot. Of course, not enough to defeat the Toronto Raptors. But we're going to go ahead and take a listen. Just hear what David Fizzdale has to say about tonight's loss. All right, this is David Fizzdale, ladies and gentlemen. And before we even get to it, though, you know, Wormo brought up something, you know, about David Fizzdale. He said David Fizzdale, you know, was talking about, and we're probably going to hear it in this press conference, about defense and how we really got to, you know, get it together on defense, blah, 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 blah. I want to know from you, is it, I mean, how much stock are you putting into, is it the players or is it Fizzdale? That's what I want to say. I mean, players or Fizzdale, or both? I'm going to say it's both, in my opinion. I'm going to say it's both. You know what I mean? I feel like Fizzdale didn't always emphasize defense with some of the things that he did with players. And it had an effect on the way that players decided to play the basketball game, because the emphasis, I don't know, was always on defense. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's hear what David Fizzdale has to say. Just think about that, and we'll talk about it afterwards. All right,
Coach. Obviously, this is a year of learning and growth and patience. But after games like this and the game against Utah last week that wasn't very competitive, how do you manage to just keep positive about all this?
It don't have to all be positive. No, and it won't be positive tomorrow in the film session.
Coach, in that first half, you guys are struggling offensively. How tough is it when you don't necessarily have one of those mature guys who can kind of just take over when you're in a scoring drought?
No, it's definitely something that's missing off the roster, but we can't let missing shots affect our defense. And that's exactly what happened. I think we were 0 for 12 from 3. And, you know, we ended up caving in defensively because we couldn't put a shot in the basket.
Just with Dennis, did he look like he was moving the same way, or is he
a little rusty? And, you know, I think, too, you know, he had a good practice yesterday. And, you know, I'm sure some of that lingered into the game as well because it's a conditioning factor, you know, also. You know, but we got to get him out there and get his legs back under him.
Coach, after what you just told me, are you concerned that the team is not maybe where you would have liked them to be by now as far as progressing?
No, I didn't have necessarily a point, like some map that I thought we were supposed to hit these bullet points, and you just can't go about it that way with kids. You don't know how they're going to respond to things. My thing is just constantly them getting back into the trench, competing, and trying to get better. And that's all I'm worried about.
All right. So one thing that I heard in there that I do not like, and hopefully you guys heard it. But one thing that I don't like is when he says there weren't certain bullet points. Now, maybe I'm taking it the wrong way, but it's just anytime that I coach a team, I have certain goals and areas that I want to reach. It might be, okay, I coach AAU primarily. And, okay, I'll give you a good example of a team where setting goals and bullet points really did impact our team. Okay, so when you go to some of these AAU tournaments, different tournaments have different formats. One of the formats is called Big Shots, the Big Shots tournaments. And their format was, let's say you had 20 teams in a bracket, you would have your first game split you off. You either went to the gold side or the silver side, right? And then you play in that tournament. You play in the silver tournament or the gold tournament, all right? I had a team that we had trouble in those Big Shots tournaments. We just had trouble. So we set ourselves some goals, some bullet points throughout the season. The first one was, let's win the silver bracket. Now, we didn't try to lose the first game on purpose, right? But we wanted to win the silver bracket. If we were going to be consistently in the silver bracket, let's win it. Okay. Then it was, let's win the first game and get into the gold bracket. And so we had a vision we had something in front of us to shoot for, Now, if we didn't accomplish those things, it doesn't mean that the season was lost for us. It was just goals that we would have to move over to the next year. Figure out why we didn't accomplish it, and then say, well, how can we accomplish it the next year? I think that every team should have some kind of a goal. Whether or not you're a championship team or if you're a bottom feeder, a goal, something. You should have a goal. You should have a carrot out there to try to reach. So he says he didn't have bullet points to say, and you can't, I don't know, maybe him and I just have two different philosophies on how we deal with kids, I guess. He says he didn't have bullet points out there, and because you can't do that with kids. I disagree. That, to me, that is how you help kids develop. You put goals out there for them to reach, and you ask them to go reach those goals. And you help them to reach those goals. That's how you help a kid develop. And then once they reach that goal, then you go on to the next goal. You know what I mean? And then you go on to the next goal and the next goal. I think it is important to try to reach goals. Very important to try to reach goals. So he says he didn't have bullet points and, things that he knew that they wanted to reach. Well, I think that's a mistake. I think that you should always have goals that you want your team to reach. And it doesn't have to be about winning and losing. There are so many different aspects to a basketball game. It doesn't have to be about winning and losing. It could have simply been, let's hold 5 of the next 10 teams under 100 points. And if you don't accomplish that goal, then you keep fighting and trying until you accomplish that goal. Practice tonight. We're working on getting the basketball up high off the glass, hitting the top of the square, hitting the corner of the square to make the ball go in the basket. Right? I gave them a certain time limit. First, we practiced the skill. Then I gave them a certain time limit. Then I said, you need to make this many baskets this way in order to blah, 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 blah. We had to do it with the left and the right. I gave them a goal. That helps to focus you It helps you focus. When you have a goal, it helps you focus and cue in on something. You know, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong because guess what? I don't coach in the NBA. And I've never been considered for an NBA coaching job. So maybe, just maybe, my tactics in coaching high school players just does not work in the NBA. And maybe it's that much of a different sport. I don't know. So I could be entirely wrong. I don't think that I am, but I could very well be entirely wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that you should always have some goals. You know what I mean? Always have some goals. Anyway, I want to hear what you guys think about, you know, Fizzdale's press conference. You know, I want you to give me a quick little take on Fizzdale's press conference. And then after that, we're going to get into something a little bit different. We're going to show another little video on Cal Ramsey. Rest in peace, Cal Ramsey. All right. So talk to me, chat. Well, let me get to the phone call first. Then I'm going to come back to you guys. All right. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's poppin'?
Hey, what's up, Sim?
I'm good. Can you do me a favor? Can you make sure you turn that down in the back?
Yeah, I was just listening to the show.
Yeah, so did you hear the press conference?
Yeah, I did.
All right, so what do you think about it? Particularly, you know, where he says that he doesn't have goals. You know, he didn't have bullet points throughout the year. How do you feel about that?
I think he on one hand, it sounds crazy that he didn't have any sort of mapped out plan and where he wanted to be in 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. But on the other hand, maybe it's just because he knew he didn't have the right pieces. So he was trying to see, he wanted to work on the young guys and then see where the chips fell after the trade deadline, and then, start in with the guys and figure out who he has. I just figured that the way he said it, I think that was the plan all along. I mean, I think, Dolan said it, all the guys said they've got a plan. And,
okay, see, I don't think that you have to be, I don't think that you have to say, all right, we want to have this many wins in this amount of time and that kind of stuff. I don't think you have to do that. Yeah, I just think that I think have it. You can have some other goals and other bullet points inside of, even if you're not going to win inside.
I mean, there should be some sort of structure.
Some other goals that you can look at, in my opinion.
But the thing I wanted to, especially with the press conferences, it's like, I don't know why we have such, like we expect a lot of things as Knicks fans, and, we don't want to wait. I mean, every good team, unless, you draft that number one pick superstar guard or this, that, or the other thing, they all have to grow. I mean, we hit the lottery with Mitch last summer, and in some cases with Schreier, if he can round his game into something solid. I mean, we have Dennis Smith Jr., who's 21, averages 15 points for his career. Moutier is averaging 15 points for this year. I just don't know where we're always knocking these guys and always so critical. I don't know where we're getting other guys that do what they do so young. You look at the league. Where are all these miracle, super cheap, 15 to 18 point a game scorers that we're knocking Moutier and Dennis Smith Jr. for being?
Well, I think that's the thing. It's not just about the scoring. It's about some of the other parts of the game that people
Yeah, but Moutier's averaging, like, you look at his season average, he's averaging 4.5 assists.
That's okay, I guess.
It's not the best. But I think our problem is we don't have enough shooting, and I mean proper shooting, not gunners, but guys that could actually shoot.
Guys that can make it.
Like Buddy Hield,
makers.
And JJ Redick, and we don't have one of those guys on that team. We got a bunch of streaky guys who will go give money every in a while, but we don't have a guy who. I don't think there's one player on the Knicks team who, if you go down, you go off the screen, and you pass it out to the line, and that's a guaranteed bucket. I can't name one. There's plenty of those guys on the league, but I just don't think the Knicks have one. We don't have a guaranteed bucket. You're wide open.
Oh, of course not. Yeah, we don't.
And you get the pass in the pocket, and you square up, and you could turn around. You could let the ball go and keep walking down because it's going in. We don't have that, and I think until we get that, these guards are never going to look as good as some guards, because if you're playing with a Kyle Korver, you're playing with a JJ Redick, you're going to get 3-4 assists a game just off giving him the ball wide open, or with a little bit of space. And the Knicks don't have anybody like that. We have Trier, ISO Zoe. We have Knox, who, he's up and down. Dotson, up and down. Who else? Who else do we have on that whole roster who you can go, okay, I need, Fizzdale can draw up a play and then guarantee that guy's going to knock down the open shot if he's open. Yeah. I don't know one guy.
No, we don't.
I'm going to let you guys go and discuss that, because if somebody can tell me one guy on the Knicks that's a knockdown shooter,
well, we know that.
Then I look at our guards a little bit worse. But if we don't have any shooters, how are our guards going to be as effective as we want them?
Yeah.
And you guys
I get that. I understand that. I appreciate the call, man. I understand what he's saying, but I don't know. I get it. Let me get one more call in here, and then we're gonna take a look at this Cal Ramsey video from MSG Networks in the New York Knicks. Call in live.
Hello. I get that.
Can you do me a favor? Can you turn that down in the back, please?
Okay.
I understand what he's saying, but
what's going on? What's going on, my man?
Just chilling, man. I just want to talk about what's going on the show.
Okay. All right. Shoot. Go ahead. Go for it.
Well, the main problem in Sam is with Fizzdale. For one, there's no system. He didn't start the system from the start. And I feel like from the games we've been playing, with the guys that we have and the players that we have, you can't just let them go out there and just free ball, you know what I'm saying? You got to have roles played. They got to have a game plan and everything. I understand he probably was hired. He probably was told that, most of these guys ain't going to be here. It's just a one-year shot with them, and we're going to really develop our team the next year or whatever. Whatever the situation is, if you're a good coach, regardless of what's going on, he's going to lay his foundation down. Okay. And our problem with the guard, we, as far as the last caller just said, as far as we don't have no shooters that guarantee shot, Cornette could be that guy, because he, if you sit him out there, he's pretty much a set shooter. If you leave him out there open, man, all he needs is a good look, and he going to knock it down. Because he's got a quick release.
Yeah, there's been times where he's had some, he could shoot. I think the thing is, I don't know. We don't have,
I'm starting to think we hired the wrong coach, man. And I don't think, maybe that's not fair to say because it's just his first year.
Yeah, we won't really know until we really get some ballers in here. We get some ballers in here, and we'll know what he is and if he's the right guy. That's what I think. We won't know until we got to get some ballers in here before we judge Fizzdale.
Yeah, and I just think he messed up when he just he should have just let the league know, you know, as a coach, having his own team, what he's going to expect, you know. So I don't know. It's not all on him. He's not out there playing, but you know, if you coaching the team and they're listening to you and you're driving, you got the lead. You know, you got to let your foundation be known. You got to put people in their places. You know, have a game plan and everything. You know.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you there. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we'll see what happens with it. You know, we'll see. You know, let's give them till next year. You know what I'm saying? Let's give them till next year, and see if you know, let's let them get some ballers in here.
Yeah, right. We definitely need to start with the point guard position.
Yeah, we get some ballers in here, and then see.
That's what we hurting at right now.
Yeah, we get some ballers in here, and then see what's going on. You know what I mean? But hey, my man, I appreciate you calling in. I want to get to this video by the New York Knicks.
No problem, man.
You know, remembering Cal Ramsey. So, you know, I want to get to this video here, all right? I appreciate your call, bro.
No problem, man. You have a good one.
You too. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Cal Ramsey passed away. And we just want to honor him. You know, for those who, we just want to honor him. And let you guys just learn a little bit about the guys. This is a 3-minute video from the Madison Square Garden Network about Cal Ramsey. All right? So let's get to it.
There were thousands of people there.
Hold up. We are going to rewind this because I had no sound going. So let's restart. I apologize to you greatly, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to rewind this to make sure I have sound going. Sometimes when things are live, they just don't go right. But let's restart it. Let's get it going.
One of the things that will happen tonight is the Knicks will pay honor to the late and great Cal Ramsey. It was Dr. Seuss who said, "Don't cry that it's over, smile that it happened." That we can say about Cal Ramsey's wonderful life. Born in the segregated South in 1937, Cal Ramsey made his impact on the world after coming to the Big Apple as a youngster. At NYU, he became a standout athlete, shattering 19 school basketball records in 3 varsity years. He fondly remembered playing against some of the game's all-time greats.
We played against Jerry West in West Virginia, and I guarded Jerry, held him to 20, and I got 30, and we beat them. And then that same year, my senior year, against the Big O in Cincinnati at the Garden with a packed house, and I got 18 and held him to about 50, I think.
After college, Cal became one of the first African Americans to play in the NBA.
When I came out of school, I was drafted initially by the St. Louis Hawks. They let me go after a couple of games. And the Knicks picked me up. There was a quota system that most teams had. They only had 2 or 3 black players. And even though I had 11 points and 7 rebounds a game, I was released. So I knew I had the ability to play in the NBA. I had proven that. And the fact that I couldn't play because I was a black athlete really hurt me. He just called me up and said, let's go down to Washington, D.C. for March on Washington. There were thousands of people there. It was a glorious day, and it was just a wonderful time.
Following his playing career, he joined the Knicks family as a broadcaster, becoming the team's first black television commentator, and learned under the tutelage of the great Bob Wolf.
He did everything the way it was supposed to be done, and he taught me the importance of getting to games on time, on being prepared for games, to talking to players and coaches prior to the game starting, and he really taught me the ropes of broadcasting when I first started. Well, Bruce, they're not in shape, but they're very eager to play. The guys look forward to coming back to NYU. NYU came back to basketball 3 years ago, and each year they've had an alumni game, and it's very well received by the alumni.
But Cal's legacy with the Knicks will always be his commitment to the community he loved so much. A member of the Knicks organization for half a century, Cal used his platform to shape the game and the world around him.
How does basketball help break down barriers? Kids get a chance to play with one another no matter what their race, religion, or color, and to help kids become better men and better athletes.
A member of the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame and Dick McGuire Legacy Award winner, Cal Ramsey will be remembered for his excellence, dignity, perseverance, and commitment to community. He was 81 years old. Thanks, Cal. So many memories in there. He really taught me, and so many, how the game of basketball is played. A statement from Jim Dolan to culminize things here. Cal represented the Knicks with pride for more than 5 decades as a player, broadcaster, and one of the great ambassadors in New York City basketball history. He was the epitome of class, wisdom, and dignity, and will be remembered for thousands of young lives he influenced as a community leader. Knicks games will not be the same without Cal's presence. He will be greatly missed. Amen.
Rest in peace to Cal Ramsey. And it's hard when you lose anyone, folks, isn't it? Hard when you lose anyone. So we lost a New York Knicks legend, or a part, I don't want to say a legend, but a piece of the New York Knicks family. And, you know, it's always tough, but rest in peace, and, you know, we'll keep his family, friends and family in our prayers. All right, let's get back to the video chat, folks. And, you know, just talk to these guys a little bit. All right, get back to the video chat. Let's start off. I see Kilo Savage. It's in the chat. So let's talk to Kilo Savage real quick. Kilo Savage, what's good, man?
What's going on, Sam?
I'm all right.
Shout out to the chat.
Big shout out to you, my man. Any excuse me, sorry about that. Any takes on tonight's game?
Oh, nah, I didn't really watch that. I watched that game when the score was like 30, it was like 31 to like 38. And then the Raptors started going on that big run. I just turned it off because I was like, that's crazy. Like I couldn't keep watching the Knicks keep tanking, you know. I'm not a big tanker, and I'm not a big fan of the tank. So I just turned the game off.
You just turned it off. Just
yeah.
Just got it out of there. I feel you. I understand. I wanted to do that a bunch of times myself, man. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead and live this out right quick, and excuse me for the black screen, and get back over there. We get back over to these guys. You know, I just wanted to, you know, finish it out. I wanted to see how many rebounds Mitch was gonna get. You know
I seen that.
So, yeah.
I did see. I was surprised that that what's her name came back, Dennis Smith, and Kevin Knox. I was surprised that those guys did come back and play.
Yeah. With Dennis Smith, I wouldn't have came back.
Yeah, I thought they was going to sit him out.
Yeah, I wouldn't have came back. Kevin Knox, I guess I would have come back if I was Kevin Knox. It's an ankle injury. If it's good enough for him to come back, you come back.
I don't know. I think Kevin Knox. I think all those guys should sit out and just next year just listen, wait and see what's gonna happen and just develop. Okay. I think that's what should have happened to Frank too. I think Frank should have sat out. Frank wouldn't be hurt right now if he would have just sat out. What are we playing for? We're not gonna win. It doesn't make a difference. Just sit out. Just everybody, let's heal injuries and let's go for next year. Like I don't know why they rushing players back. It doesn't make sense. We're gonna lose anyway. We're not making the playoffs, so just let's tank. Even though I'm not a fan of the tank, so they just came back too soon for me.
Okay, I mean, what's this? 7 games left in the season.
Yeah.
Not much left here. Not much left here at all. So I definitely understand what you're saying. Let me see. Isaiah, what's good?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
Oh, first of all, Gilmore's like you let him in.
Oh.
And we're talking about what's his name, right?
No. Now we just any takes that you have is we coming down to the end. We about to. Any takes that you have, it's just a fan's view. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know we're gonna do a end of the year review, but man, Sam, I mean, Fizzdale probably said it best. We need defense, man. And I tell you the truth, Sam. And I thought about it today when I read. I don't know if you read the quote with Fizz about the defense.
What'd he say?
Basically, he said we got to get defenders. We got to get defenders next year. And Sam, I'll be real with you, Sam. I think Fizz lost a lot of. How can I put this? I didn't say he lost the players, but I think defense wasn't pressed like offense was. From the way Fizzdale talked about stuff during the press conference, it felt like, in my opinion, from what I got from it, was he wasn't pressing defense as much as offense, because from a lot of his talks and takes, he was more excited when the players did X, Y, and Z on the offensive end, and he didn't really reprimand players when defense was playing bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a real, regardless how, so it might be rich because people think, me, Guillermo, Mark, and all of us hate when we talk about Fizzdale, when we critique him about this year. But one thing I think everybody can agree on was, he praised offense a lot. And, he pretty much based people playing off of the offense that they produced rather than, like most coaches would probably do, reprimand you if you didn't play defense. And I felt like a lot of players were like, oh, he just wants us to do X, Y, Z on offense? Okay, maybe we don't got to play defense. And, it's just, listen, I'm sorry, Sam. I can't keep seeing Moutier play. I can't.
I hate Moutier.
It's probably listen. I think the kid is a wonderful. I think he's a wonderful kid. I hope he makes it somewhere else. But Sim, it's just it grinds my gears seeing him play defense and seeing him control this offense.
Moutier,
and I promise you, Sim, if he gets re-signed, you think Mark is bad with a rant? I am going on a who's Mark rant. Like back when we had Skype, that's the kind of rant I'm gonna go on. Back when Mark used to call on the phone.
Back when we had Skype and Mark used to sit in the dark.
If the Knicks sign Moutier back for like a 1 year, $10 million, I'm going to go on a who's Mark rant.
Okay.
And it's just like I said, Sim, I just really, really hope that defense is praised next year, because I'll say it like this, Sim. And I think you can agree on this. Defense is 80% effort, 20% skill. And I don't think Fizzdale really got into it like I thought he would. Because I was before I go, I was truly excited. We got a Pat Riley guy.
Yo, you wanna know my problem is?
I was so excited.
Yo, you wanna know my problem is or not?
One thing I always knew about Pat Riley, what my father used to tell me about Pat Riley, because he got to see it more than me, was that this dude was serious about defense.
Mm-hmm.
He was serious about it. He didn't play none of that crap. You had to play hard for him to get on the floor. And that's what I really was excited about when we got Fizzdale. Was I like, we got a Pat Riley guy. This is what he's all about: defense, ball movement, holding players accountable, and it just, I didn't think we got all that this year, man.
Right, let's see let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens going forward. You know what I mean? Let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens when we actually get some plays here.
No, I want Fizz, and I hope it works, man. I really do. I want him to succeed, man. As a black man, I want him to succeed, man. I really want this to work.
Yeah. Let me get to this phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
How you doing, Tim?
I'm good.
Yeah. I haven't called in a long time, man. This is Patrick Ewing, sound alike. So
yeah, what's going on with you, man? Glad to hear you.
I'm good, man. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, glad to hear you, man. It has been a while.
It's been a while. It's been
a while. So I'm glad to hear you.
So, thank you very much. I know you were talking earlier about Fizz. I'm not sure are you still on that topic about Fizz and what in the press conference?
Nas and him had the same attitude. They don't.
We just kind of right now we're just kind of we got just a little fans view. So whatever it is you want to say right now, we on it.
We can be on it. All right. So here's the deal, man. I'm curious about. First of all, let me ask you this, right?
Uh-huh.
If you just thinking about the draft for a second, if you let's just obviously if we get the first pick, we're gonna take Zion. So let's assume we get the second pick.
Right.
Who would you take?
I'm taking Ja Morant.
Okay, all right. So we're in agreement there. All right, good. All right. So here's the thing, though. Before I heard you earlier talking about Fizz and that press conference, and about not setting goals, and I think it was the other game he was talking about that he made defensive players, and I'm saying to myself, he had one of the better defenders in the NBA on the roster in Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And he never gave Frank a legitimate, in my opinion, he never gave him a legitimate shot. He did, early in the season, he did give him a chance to start, but he kept yanking him in and out. And he never really gave him, in my estimation, a real shot. Not the kind of shot that he's given, let's say, Knox. Knox has been terrible this year. So I'm not saying, I'm not down in Knox. He's a rookie, so and I'm not saying I'm not giving up on him or anything like that. But my point is, if you're gonna give a guy like Knox a shot, and it's not like he's pulling him in, he starts every game and he's shooting like 1 for 10, and he's playing poorly sometimes, but he's in there every game.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been doing the same for Frank. And so when he says things like, he's worrying about defense and he can't take the guy seriously, in my opinion. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with that.
I agree with you. And someone in the chat earlier said that, what did he say? I forgot what he said.
Mm-hmm.
He was just talking about David Fizzdale being a good talker. I forgot the exact words that he said, but
like a used car salesman or something like that.
Yeah, he used he used something else. I forgot what it was, but he's exactly right, and that's what Fizzdale does a lot. That's what he does a lot. He really a lot. He just
He sounds good, right? He sounds good.
Yeah, it's almost like he says what he knows people wants to hear. And
right,
he hits the things and says the right things, and sometimes he kind of embellishes a little bit. You know what I mean? In politics with Donald Trump, a lot of people they call it Trump speak. We got Fizz speak with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? We got Fizz speak because he says things and says a lot of cliche things sometimes, And I just don't know if it, if it really hits home, if he really puts it out there to do it. You know what I mean? Right now, by the way, the Oregon Ducks are up 42-40 over the Virginia Cavaliers.
Okay, that's nice. I mean, that's a good. By the way, you think Duke is going to take it, or you think that UCF game is an indication that they may not actually make it all the way?
You know what?
I'm kind of leaning toward not making it all the way.
We talked about that in the last, maybe not the last stream, or the stream before the last stream. And they don't have a lot of shooters. Maybe
that's the thing.
Maybe UCF kind of let the cat out the bag a little bit, you know what I mean? And gave people the blueprint on how you can really, really beat them. We'll see how much their talent is able to just take over, though. They
right. There's no question they're talented. But this guy is a pretty. I mean, I was surprised Zion hit a couple of 3-pointers though. So I'm thinking if that guy, we all know he's extremely talented, right? So if he can hit, if that 3-point shot is gonna be reasonable, he's really gonna be good, man. Because it's like you can't really stop him otherwise, right? He's so explosive, so strong. If he can hit that 3-point shot, this guy's gonna be like, I don't know what to say, but
I definitely agree with you. Hey man, I thank you for the call.
Let me just ask you a couple more things. Okay. You gotta go. There's a couple more things going to run by you. Right. As far as Frank, do you think he's going to be with the Knicks coming up next year?
Unfortunately, no, I don't.
You don't think so? Huh?
I don't think so. I'm hoping. I hear some things that Fizzdale says, and it makes me say, well, maybe, but I kind of feel like the Knicks are gonna get. The Knicks may, get something in the draft, not in the draft, but in free agency, and then they're gonna have to make some moves to bring in some veterans, and it's possible that Frank is one of the guys that has to go. Now, if it were me, and maybe the Knicks think the same way, but maybe they look at Frank and say, but he's a guy like Fitz said in an interview the other day. When they start to fill in these gaps, Frank,
he's that type of player.
He's that type of player that can help to fill in those gaps. So maybe they look at him that way.
One last question. This guy, you think they're gonna get? You think KD and Kyrie? They think they're gonna get those two guys, or you think it's a pipe dream?
It's tough. It really is tough to say. I don't.
First of all, do you want them to get those guys? I guess maybe the other way I should ask it. Because me personally, I don't want them. I'd rather they continue to rebuild and just keep stockpiling.
Well, I mean,
young players,
like I was saying in the last show, I do feel like you're trying to take a shortcut, right? You're trying to skip over the process a little bit. But I also do understand that if they sign two guys, they're also not. If they sign two guys without making any big trades to get like Anthony Davis or anything, then they still keep their future intact, and they also have the ability. They still have their young guys, and they keep their future intact. But it's just the thing is just if they sign those guys, then there's no doubt about it that they're going to have to make some moves so that they are able to compete with those guys and contend for a championship. It's kind of like a.
So you would think that the kids would have to go then, basically, because they'd have to bring in. If they're gonna bring in those two guys, let's say, they're gonna be in win now mode.
Exactly.
So they probably have to start getting rid of some of those kids and bring in other guys who can help them win, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't mean that they have to get rid of everybody, but they may have to get rid of some of them.
Some of them. And Frank probably is the first. Probably the way they talk and he might be the first to go. Although I agree, Fizz does say some things that made me think maybe he wants to keep him around.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway, man, listen, I appreciate the chance to talk with you, and as usual, it's a great show.
Appreciate you.
The chat is always good, and take care, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, bye bye.
All right. NCAA updates, ladies and gentlemen. An NCAA update. Right now, the Oregon Ducks and the Virginia Cavaliers, they're tied. And Texas Tech, they hurt my bracket by beating Michigan. They beat Michigan in blowout fashion, ladies and gentlemen. In blowout fashion. They beat them in blowout fashion, 63-44. Right, so there you have that. But you can see 42-42 Oregon Ducks and the Virginia Cavaliers. 5 minutes and 56 seconds left in the second half. Tight game. Tight game. All right, we are at the Sweet 16. Sweet 16. At the Sweet 16. Let's go on and get back 45-42 now, Oregon Ducks. Let's go on and let's get back to the appearing. We're going to, get a couple of last minute, not last minute. We're going to, we're going to go ahead and get some last words from these guys. That's what we're going to do. Sometimes I bumble over myself, but you guys have been with me enough, Hey, if you haven't done it already, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Right? Hit that subscribe button right now. Ring the notification bell. You get a notification anytime that I go live. Anytime. If I drop a video, whatever it is. If I drop something in the community, whatever it is. So ring that notification bell for me. All right? Give me a thumbs up. Share it out to your friends. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is that you use. Share it out there. All right. And by the way, I just want to mention to you, I mentioned it to you in the last stream. I want to mention it to you one more time. Thursday, April 5th, I want you to join Omni Knicks Fan as they have a viewing party, a Knicks viewing party. But it's not just a viewing party, ladies and gentlemen. It's also a clothing drive. It is a clothing drive to, gather clothes and be able to donate them to families and that are not able to get such clothes. Right? So you can go, you can enjoy the Knicks as much as you can. Enjoy the Knicks as much as you can. And at the same time, do something positive for the community. All right. And in just a second, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put up a flyer that you can look at. All right. I put it up in the last video. I'm going to put it up again. You will be able to, I'll link to the flyer in the description so that you can go check it out. But I hope that you get there. You get a chance to win the Knox rookie card. All right, I'm donating a Kevin Knox rookie card. So if you go, you'll get a chance to win a Kevin Knox rookie card. You want it. It'll be there. All right, it'll be there. So go ahead and check that out. And I'm going to get that flyer up in a minute so you guys can check it out. All right. So, guys, it's 12:15. We're going to head off. I just want to get some last words from you guys if we can. All right, get some last words from you, and talk to me about your bracket with the Sweet 16. All right, so let me see who's got something to say first. Guermo, I haven't heard from Guermo in a while, so let me get. Yeah, he was out of the chat and trying to get back in, and I didn't get him back in, so we're gonna get to Guermo right now.
Yeah, man, I had that Mark connection, man. I don't know what happened with my internet. Just going off and on, but yeah, man. I'll be real quick. I was just, it is what it is. Next season, NCAA. My bracket, I guess, is still intact. I still got Duke versus UNC. So I'm gonna be rooting for Duke tomorrow, or today. But yeah, man, I just kind of disappointed what Fizzdale said, man. I'm just kind of concerned as to his coaching because, I've just never heard players or coaches say, hey, we need players, that fit this. I just never heard them yearning so much for guys outside. They usually put the blame on themselves and, kind of try to find a way. So, I hope it's just Fizzdale doing the salesman thing and just talking. Hopefully he has a plan for next year because we can't do this next year, Sim. This is not good. I know people are tanking, but this is just a bad showing. And again, like I said, he's tanking, but it might come back to haunt him, where guys think don't take that tanking for what it was and just see him as a bad coach and want him gone. It's, Katie and Kyrie, I can see them trying to get him out of here. So salute to you, man. I'll see you guys in the next video chat, man.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Peace.
See you, bro.
Peace. All right, let me see who's up there. Isaiah probably got to go to the bathroom again, so he's trying to hurry up and get off. Go ahead, man. What's cooking, man?
Listen, man. First and foremost, that burrito was worth it. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna continue saying that till the day I die. That burrito was worth it. Nah, man. This is if anybody's looking, this Oregon-Virginia game is a good game right now, man.
I'm gonna give you a hand clap for that one. He sacrificed for that one. Yeah, let me get that man a hand clap for that one. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, put that hot sauce on my burrito, baby. Nah, but you know what, Sam? Let me just say this one more time for you, brother. The Knicks got blown out, but thanks to you, man, we got something to talk about, man. If it wasn't for you, man, we listen. I'll be in the bathroom all night crying, and not just because of the burrito. But nah, thank you, man.
I appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, you already know, man. I still gotta beat your butt. I gotta beat your butt in basketball.
Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. We gonna get it on.
Yo, Mark,
you're not gonna beat my butt, but you know what I mean. We gonna get a game on. You can trust that.
Mark, if I come to New York and you don't answer your door, I'm gonna be mad, bro. Don't do that.
I'm gonna crack Mark too.
Listen,
I'm gonna crack Mark too. You can trust that.
But we get definitely. I mean, after the season, I mean, we could all set up like a group chat. And we could talk about it. And we could set it up. I'm down for that, man.
It's going.
Look, wait, we got 7 more games left.
We got 7 games left, man. 7 games left.
Can you just put me in cocoon till May 14th? Actually, May 13th. Let me get myself prepared.
Okay, all right. We got 7 games left.
May 13th.
7 games left, man. 7 games left.
Yeah, man. Right, man. Well, when's our next game? I don't even know our next game. When's our next game?
What's today? I think we play Saturday.
Oh, see you Saturday, man. Be good, man.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, let me see. Kilo Savage, man.
Yo.
Yeah, give us some last words, bro. Give us some last words.
Yeah. Well, my bracket is UNC versus Duke. I'm going for Duke. Team Zion, you already know. But yeah. I really got nothing else to say. I just want to let you know that I believe that KD and Kyrie is coming to the Knicks. And mark my words, when I come back, when we come in and when is the free agency? When does free agency start?
Free agency starts July 1st.
I'll be here on July 1st when KD and Kyrie's on the Knicks. That's all I gotta say.
All right. July 1st. I'll be doing this show July 1st. Probably a late.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here.
You know what I mean? Definitely doing this show July 1st.
All right, I got nothing else to say though.
All right, my man.
All right.
I appreciate it. Peace. All right, Nate.
Oh man, that I didn't hear the interview. We couldn't hear it over the thing, or I didn't hear it. I don't know, but it seems like Fizzdale's intelligence, and I'm questioning a little bit, because it's almost like he's just making excuses of why they're not winning, and on top of that, it's like he kind of throws players in us in that comment. He said, like, we need defenders, we need players. So basically he's saying his team don't play defense. And I need other guys. You know, I don't trust the guys that are on my team. That's kind of what I read, and you got to be careful with that. You're a first-year coach. You got young guys. You know, you've been losing a lot. You got to be careful because you're walking a fine line with your team. You know, I think Fizzdale just needs to stop talking as much. I mean, we need to see more action from this guy. And I'll say this, man. You know, you talked about being a coach. You coach basketball. I've coached 9 to 10, 11-year-olds. I'm going to start coaching junior high and volunteering on that end.
Okay.
You know, every time I start a new season, the first thing comes out of my mouth is saying, we're going to play good defense. We're going to be a defensive team. I don't care necessarily about the offense. The offense will take care of itself. But we're going to play, our staple's going to be good defense. You know, we're going to play smart and intense defense. And I tell that to the players every time we start the season. So they know, even the ones that return to play for me again, they know that I'm going to be all about defense. You know, if I'm doing that at that level, why can't a head coach at the NBA level be that way? You know, what is he against about setting a foundation or setting bullet points of what he wants his team to be? You know, I personally think that he doesn't view his players as kids. I think he might think in a sense that he thinks that they're of age and adults that, you know, hey, they're going to do themselves and I'm just going to be there to kind of, you know, micromanage them at times. I don't know. I don't know how he perceives his players, but it just makes me think that way a little bit, that he doesn't see them as kids like we do. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know, that's kind of something I would really wonder if he really does see it that way, because it doesn't seem like that. Because you think if he was kids, you think he'd be like really on their butt about everything. You know, hold them accountable for every situation, hold them accountable for every play, defensive lapse or something like that.
Well, let's see what happens when he gets some ballers in here. Let's see what happens then. I'm willing to give him that chance.
Yeah, no, I am too. I'm not ready to write him off, but I'm, you know, like everybody else that's talked about Fizzdale, the fact that he has not set the foundation, and you know, you can do that at younger levels, says something about where he's trying to go with this.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden now he's trying to put it in, and this is what we're gonna do, and that I've just never seen a coach successful in that kind of way. Yeah. You know.
All right.
So
we'll see what's gonna happen, man. All right. I appreciate it. I'll catch you Saturday.
Yeah, man. You take it easy. Right. See you Saturday. Bye.
Peace. And before we get to Mark, I want to just take a quick second. The first annual Knicks Omni Fan Watch Party and Spring Clothing Drive. The Knicks at the Rockets, April 5th, 2019, 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Where? Rays, New York, 416 3rd Avenue and 30th Street. I wish that I could make it. I'm not going to be able to make it out there because I've got an AAU game the next day and I've got to leave out really, really early. So I'm not going to be able to make it out there. But I hope that you can make it there. You know what I'm saying? I hope you can make it there. Omni Knicks fans are going to be on next week. You know, talk a little bit about what they're doing. And, you know, hopefully we'll be able to, you know, stream in. You know, maybe I'll be able to touch base by streaming in or something like that, you know, during the watch party. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But surely, please, you know, if you can make it, make it. If you can't make it, maybe you can find a way, get in touch with Omni Knicks fan, donate some clothing. Right? All of your old Knicks jerseys, you know, your Porzingis jerseys. Mark tried to say to keep your KP jersey. Don't keep it unless you got assigned to something. You know what you need it for. I mean, your Knicks jersey, Tim Hardaway Jr. jersey, Courtney Lee, Porzingis, whomever. You know, donate it. Give it to somebody that's going to use it. Right? Remember, April 5th, 2019, 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Rays, New York, 463rd Avenue and 30th Street. Knicks at the Rockets, viewing party, and spring clothing drive. and you have a chance to win a Kevin Knox rookie card. And you have a chance to get, and that rookie card is sponsored by myself and Jeremy Nussbaum. I forgot. Me and Jeremy Nussbaum sponsored that Kevin Knox rookie card. So you have a chance to win it, all right? Where you can, help raise some money for a good cause. So all the proceeds are going to the Covenant House. So please, if you get a chance, do it. Hope to see you there. All right, Mark. It's on you, my brother. One second, Mark. 1 second. All right, go ahead.
I said I heard your little comment say you're going to beat me up in basketball.
Yeah.
You better get your vintage Clyde Puma jersey and your long socks because you're going to need it because you're going to have to catch me first.
I don't need no vintage anything. You know what I'm saying?
You have to catch me first, bro.
Saying I got the new Puma Clydes. I got the new joints. I got the new joints that I rock.
Listen,
it don't matter.
Wait, you got the one Kevin Knox got?
Yep.
Yeah, you might get injured out there, boy.
Nah, I played in them already. Hey, people who try to front, them joints is nice, man. They nice. They feel good on your feet. They're nice.
You gonna get hurt out there.
Nah.
They support the ankle well?
Yeah, they support your ankle well. They support your ankle really well. They support your ankle and they also provide flexibility. They're nice, man. They're really nice. They feel good on your feet. They got a lot of stability. For me, right, I'm kind of like a power type of player, right? So I really bounce off of 2 feet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And anytime I don't wear Nike. I don't wear Nike. Anytime I did wear Nike, the shoe was too narrow for me. And I ended up twisting and busting my ankle up.
Nikes are narrow shoes.
You know what I'm saying? So I always wore Adidas. Sometimes Adidas were kind of clunky though, right? These Pumas, they're like just right. They got a nice width, so I feel stable when I land on the ground. You know what I mean? They're not too clunky, and believe it or not, people look at it and think it's a sock shoe. It's not really a sock shoe. It's made out of knit, but it has a lot more protection and stability around it. They're nice shoes, man. They're nice.
I said, I have a jump shot. I really have a jump shot. I just want you to know that, bro. I shoot the ball, but I move well without the ball. So
we're gonna find out.
I'm a motion.
We're gonna find out because this game is gonna be when we get together and play. The game is gonna be recorded and live streamed at the same time.
I ain't soft, and I play defense. I ain't soft, bro.
Okay, all right. It's gonna be recorded. Yeah. It's going to be recorded and live streamed at the same time. People can play as much defense as they want.
And if the game is hot, I talk a lot of garbage on the floor, man. I'm a competitor, bro. I'm a competitor.
I mean, I let you know I'm a physical player. I play physical.
I welcome that. I welcome that.
Physical. I play physical. You know what I'm saying?
I welcome that.
Y'all gonna find out. Y'all gonna find out. I don't
want none of that finesse. Oh, you hit my arm. That's a foul type of guy. I hate those guys.
Y'all gonna find out. And we're gonna stream it live when we do it. I hope everybody is on. Everybody is watching.
I just hope everybody got their stamina up because I'm like my energy on the floor is child. I'm telling y'all.
I don't know if Isaiah got his stamina up. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, he might get blown, bro. He might, bro. Just don't attempt, please.
Yeah.
Don't attempt.
Yeah.
Don't attempt.
All right, man. Well, I'm heading out of here, man.
All right, man.
I'm heading out of here. I will catch you on Saturday. Listen, I'm telling y'all, we definitely gonna get this game going.
Let me know the date, and I'll work around it, and I'll make sure I'm there.
Get this game going. Yeah.
And I ain't played ball in a good year, so.
In a good year. You talking all this noise? He ain't played ball in a good year.
Nah, but my jump shot is still there, bro.
I play ball 3 times a week.
Hold on. Shooters never lose their jump shot, though.
Okay. All right.
Shooters never lose their jump shot.
I hoop 3 times a week.
So I should start hooping next week. I'm going to start hooping. I'm going to go to the gym.
I hoop. Yeah, you need to start hooping. I hoop 3 times a week. I play in the men's league. You know what I'm saying? I hoop three times. I mean, I hoop 3 times a week just with my team.
Listen, I come from that era where we played ball all day.
Look, not just my girls' team, but you know, with you know the other teams that we have. I hoop like 3 times a week and playing a men's league. Come on, man, I'm ready.
I remember when I was really playing ball at one time. I mean, we was balling from like 1 to 8. We would go all day type balling. I come from that era.
All right, but you're not doing that now, though. I mean, you.
Oh no, not now. But I have great stamina. I have great stamina, and I walk a lot. That's another thing. So my stamina is
hold on. Kevon said Sim is a physical player equals no skill set, so I'm fouling. No, that's totally wrong. Hey, tell him he can go look at the video when I, you know.
Kayvon hating.
He can go look at the video when I put my daughter in a little mixer. You know what I'm saying? Just from that right there, you can see the whole footwork. You can see the fadeaway. You can see the whole thing.
You know what it is? Kayvon's the type of he want to see you play. He hyped to see you play.
That's right. Hey, Kayvon lives in the area. He can come. He can see me play right now.
Why you don't go see him play, Kayvon? He's inviting you.
Kayvon, he lives in the area, I believe.
Kayvon, where you from? Talk in the chat.
Kayvon is he's in Maryland. He's in Maryland. I seen Kayvon at the Wizards game. The Knicks and Wizards. Seen Kayvon at the Knicks and Wizards game. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Strong.
It is what it is. But anyway, man, I'm gonna head up out of here, Mark. I'm going, man.
Holla back, man.
All right, man. Peace. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for staying up with me, staying on with me, man. You know, I am. I'm heading north. I got an event to do tomorrow. I might take some pictures and show you guys the event. I might even jump on live from the event. You know what I'm saying? The event is called the Big Ball. And, you know, what we do at the Big Hairball is we're raising money. And Virginia is now up 53-49 over Oregon. What we do at the Big Hairball is it's a, what do you want to call it? It's like it's an event where everyone's dressed up in these crazy costumes, and you know, they have like a catwalk, and people walk down the catwalk and everything. So I got to go take some video and take some pictures and then put together a video for this organization. They're going to raise like $150,000 tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? At this event. So, you know, while I'm there, I might jump on live, just let you guys see what's happening, see what's popping a little bit. I mean, just cause. I mean, but we'll see. Hopefully I get the chance to. I'm not promising anything because I don't know if I'm gonna get the chance to. I can get busy. If I don't, have a weekend. Enjoy your Friday. I'll see you on Saturday, definitely. All right. So that's how we get down, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we get down. All right, you guys enjoy the end of your work week, and you know. No matter what happens, we New York Knicks, y'all. And I'm a sign off with my man Dimes. Dope song. I'll put the link in the description as well. I'm out of here.
Was, is, and always will be. Queen, shorty, I hold you so tight. Was, is, and always will be. Shorty, I hold you so tight. It's only right, baby, you deserve the finest. Gucci bags and canary yellow diamonds. It's like my purpose is just making you smile. We could take a long walk or we could talk for a while. Mine's whatever. You came into my life and made it better. Never tripping off the cheddar, but it's love when you see me. You kiss me on my cheek, we fall back and watch TV. Run my fingers through your hair, your skin soft like an infant. Plus you got the gravy, lick it up without the biscuit. Without you something's missing, you a piece of my heart. She's a lady in the streets, but still keeping me smart. The way you walk is like an art form. Da Vinci himself can never paint a better picture. Mind you so damn fine. And all these days we spent apart was just a waste of my time. And this paper that I'm writing on ain't got enough lines. I can go on forever how you capture my heart. Late nights in the crib, making love in the park. Every time I see your face, it's like the light in the dark. Girl, you all that I need, no Mary J on the track. It's just me, you and love, and we can leave it at that. Cause you was, is, and always will be. Queen, shorty, I hold you so tight. It's only right, baby, you deserve the finest. Gucci bags and canary yellow diamonds. Was, is, and always will be. Queen, shorty, I hold you so tight. It's only right, baby, you deserve the finest. Cause ain't no shorty in the world as fine as mine is. You really got me feeling bubbling inside. Even when I'm on my head, you still right by my side. Through the thick and the thin, shorty holding me down. Baby girl, you's my queen, all you need is a crown. Mind you do the damn thing, girl, it speaks for itself. So sick when you gone, who you good for my health.